Please excuse the shaky camera, but my blood pressure was high this morning, so I haven't been able to have my coffee. And I can't use the tripod because it's early in the morning, so I have to keep my voice down so I don't wake up and annoy my neighbors who are right on the other side of the wall. In any case, I wanted to follow up on that article that Redacted had yesterday, which was an excellent item about the border. And in any case, there's so many tangents that I could go off on in that, in respect to that. But in any case, we're being lied to big time. We're being lied to big time. When a group of reporters went down there, they were told to get back at GUN point. They were pushed back, and the troops that the WH sent down there pulled buses in front of the cameras to hide what they're doing. Anytime something has to be done in secret, especially in your own country, you have to wonder what's up with that. But in any case, I personally believe that we're in a Red Dawn situation, and I'm going to tell you why. See, people assume that these 1,500 troops that were sent down there are pro-American. But anytime you hear the word elite troops, especially in our banana republic, that means that they have a special allegiance to someone or some party. And these troops, if you saw them being briefed, they were being briefed against white supremacists. So anybody that goes down to the border that's light-skinned is going to be perceived as an enemy, regardless of whether it's a reporter or whomever. And they're going to be pushed back just like they were. And they're going to be told to, get back, mind their own business. Hey, Wilma, how are you doing? They're going to be told to get back and mind their own business. Like I said, at GUN point. And people assume that these troops are pro-American. That's not necessarily the case. Like I said, when you have a group of soldiers and they're an elite corps, they have a special allegiance to the people that sent them down there. So, in any case, our country isn't being, the best interest of our country isn't necessarily being represented down there. There are a lot of Chinese coming through now, and they're very articulate and not run-of-the-mill, according to the report. So they're very educated, articulate. It's like these are squads of leaders in a leadership role that are being sent there. But in any case, those of you that are at home and you're watching your football game, and you're drinking your Bud Light and you're just kicking back while this republic disintegrates, you have a rude awakening coming, because this country was founded as a republic. A republic is different from a democracy. A republic is based on truth for all time. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that every man is endowed with inalienable rights given to us by our Creator. That type of thing. Rights that shouldn't be taken away or modified. But in any case, a democracy is mob rule at the time. It's whatever it's supposed to be, the majority. But we don't even have that in this country. We have the tail wagging the dog. And as I've said before, I love my country, but America is suffering death by 1,000 cuts. And these people, the Bible even says that the deceivers are deceived in and of themselves. These people that are driving this country nose down into the dirt think that they're going to have a place in the New World Order, and they're very foolish and they're wrong, because the people that are forming this new order are going to kick these people aside. They're useful puppets at the moment. But why would you trust somebody who's a traitor to his own government, to his own country? Why would you give that person a position of trust? And the shame is that you have media pundits that are going along with this train wreck. They figure, well, it looks like the bridge is out up ahead, but we'll just keep going full steam ahead and see what happens. And you have somebody who's been a consummate liar and a plagiarist for more than 50 years. And every time he turns around, tells the public, well, I'm not lying to you this time. They just eat it up like dog food. You know, dogs go to the pan and they see the same kibble and bits day after day after day. They come up to the pan and they're like, wow, dog food. And they just eat it up like they've never had it before. When the fact of the matter is there's a 50-pound bag of the same crap in the kitchen that they're going to be eating for the next 2 months. We're trained that way. You all sent me a text message about what do I think about 2024. I personally am not going to vote in 2024, even if I'm still here, Lord willing. The reason being, in our new banana republic, the only thing that voting the wrong way will get you is put on a watch list. So those of you even that are preparing for this collapse of our society, you have to understand that when the time comes, the admin is going to send agents by to do wellness checks at your house. And when they do these wellness checks, they're going to be looking your house over for GUNS. They're going to have dogs with them. It's going to be just the same as it was in Germany during WW2. And being the better part of a century old, I can see this coming. So even if you have food set aside, even if you have water set aside, they're going to come to your house, they're going to inventory it, and they're going to parcel it out to your friends and your neighbors around you when things get scarce. So if you have a pantry, you should have what I call a working pantry and then a hidden pantry that you don't tell anybody about. You should take a room in your house that is innocuous, meaning a space under a staircase or some unused area of your house, and you should wall that area off and maybe put a bookcase or something in front of it with the hidden entrance so that you can make your secondary pantry, so when they come and take your stuff, you'll still have something to eat. And this is going to sound harsh, fam, but when things get bad and you're cooking your food and your neighbors smell it, you're going to be the first door that they bang on, demanding to share in some of your food. So you should have stuff that you don't have to cook in order to eat, like cans of tuna fish or chicken or baked cans of baked beans, stuff like that you don't have to cook, that you can eat in private. If you want to survive this, you have to change your mindset now. I'm sorry I don't have puppies and clowns and kittens and balloons on my channel. I'm sorry I don't have good news for you young people that want a normal life with a car and a house and a family. But we're not at that point in this country anymore. We're being lied to on a day-to-day basis. They're constricting things on purpose, liberties, food. They wanted everyone to drive an electric car, but electricity is not going to be plentiful to charge that car back up. They're changing all kinds of laws by executive order, which Uncle Joe said he never would do. He said he would never do executive orders, and he's done more than 37 executive orders since he's been in office, bypassing Congress and the rule of law. Anytime a country abandons the rule of law, and we will get back to it someday, it's never going to happen, fam. It'll never happen. Once you abandon the rule of law, that's that. You have chaos and anarchy, which is exactly what they want, because they want to keep people stirred up, waiting for the next disaster so they can restrict even more freedoms. Even now, there are areas where it's illegal to collect rainwater to drink. And the people that do own a little bit of property, if you have a pond or a lake on your property and you fail to register that pond or your lake, the government can come in and attach that water and take it for themselves. So you don't have to trust my word on that. You can look it up for yourself. But you have to be very careful that if you collect rainwater, that you collect it in underground barrels. Anything that your neighbor can peek out and see, he's going to wind up narking on you, I can tell you. So you want to be cordial to people around you, but you don't want everybody to know your secrets, especially your neighbors and your extended family. So I personally get a little bit of silver every month to trade, because I know that this whole system is right on the brink of collapse, and pretty soon all of that paper money that you have is going to be worth nothing more than to use it in the bathroom. Hey Siren, how you doing? But in any case, that's the real deal, short and sweet. The channels that I get my information from are Redacted, Clayton Morris and his wife, excellent channel, high production. Canadian Prepper, Nate, is young and articulate, excellent production value. Grand Supreme News Channel and ES News is Luis Santiago. Good guy, hardworking. You get news every 45 minutes, an update on the news. He has a speech impediment. So if you go there, please don't make fun of him because his channel is well worth watching. My other channels of information are Behold Israel, Amir Sarfati, and We on Indian News. And the reason for watching We on Gravitas is that there's no reason that they should lie or candy coat anything. And whereas our administration is telling us that everything is dandy as candy and fine as wine, they will tell us the real deal. And then ancillary channels I watch be like Sky News Australia and BBC, but not as much. Fox not at all now that Tucker Carlson is gone. I watch the Elon Musk channel. But in any case, if you're in your basement watching video games, waiting for somebody to tell you what to do, you're not going to make it, fam. I'm sorry to tell you. You have to have your relationship with God in place through the Lord Jesus Christ. You have to have your physical fitness and you have to have your preparedness if you want to make it. And for you young people in this new world order, for you to be relevant, I suggest that you do anything that you can do that will get the word doctor put in front of your name. Back in the 1970s, when they had the Arab oil embargo and you couldn't get gasoline anywhere, I had a girlfriend who was a nurse, and I always wore a three-piece suit with a tie. And she and I pulled up into the gas station on our tag day, which is that they let you have gasoline every other day. They would give you 5 measly gallons of gas every other day. I pulled up and the attendant said, "Hi, doctor, fill her up." And like no fool, I was like, "Sure." And see, I had a nurse in the car and I had to get her to the hospital for her shift. But the guy assumed that it was a doctor and a nurse. So, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. There will always be a caste system, regardless of what country you're in. There are always going to be people that are higher up on the ladder and people who are on the lower rung. And I've said this for years. I was always against this business of dressing like a rag picker in torn clothes and dirty clothes and all of that other stuff. When I went to school, I wore a suit and tie or a sports shirt and tie. I never went for all of this stuff of letting my hair grow and skipping bass and wearing torn clothes, because I knew that eventually life would imitate art and our country would go downhill to where now you do have people who are bathing and they're wearing torn clothes and they're out on the street. And it's just that that's been in the mind of Americans for decades. And it was always sold to us as being cool and all that other stuff, that you're going to be the next Eminem or you're going to be the next rapper if you're rude to people and all of this other stuff. Very few people get ahead like that. Very few. And when you're rude and you shut a whole bunch of doors for yourself and you can't get cooperation or anything like that, then a great many of these people wind up on the street. So you need to do like the good book says, Be respectful to your parents. Don't believe everything that you're being taught. You know, try to find some sort of income stream. If you're a young person and you can get your parents to sign you up for YouTube so you can have a channel with some YouTube money coming in. I personally don't monetize. The stream is breaking up. Hey, Yellow, how are you doing? The stream is breaking up, so I got to go. And it's early morning, but it's important. So I pray you all